Welcome back to What If Cars. There are vehicles that transport you from one place to another, and then there are machines that transport your very soul. The 2025 Mercedes G-Class isn't just an SUV, it's a legend reborn, a force of character molded in steel. And every time you grip its iconic door handle and feel that satisfying mechanical clunk as it seals shut, you know you're stepping into something timeless, something eternal. You don't simply drive a G-Wagon. You wear it like a suit of armor, commanding respect, radiating indomitable spirit. And in 2025, Mercedes didn't just refine the G-Class. They unleashed 10 stunning interpretations of it. 10 breathtaking visions of what happens when obsession meets craftsmanship. I still remember the first time I laid eyes on them, lined up together under the sun, like gladiators before a royal battle. Each 2025 G-Class model, customized and sculpted to different desires, from brute force military homage to delicate urban royalty, telling stories without speaking a word. They weren't just SUVs, they were emotions on wheels, breathing confidence, power, heritage. I couldn't help but feel my heart race faster with each step closer. The air was thick with testosterone, ambition, and luxury, a cocktail only Mercedes-Benz could have mixed so perfectly. And now, I can barely contain my excitement as I walk you through every masterpiece that captured my soul. The first G-Class that drew my gaze was the G63 AMG Nightfall Edition, a creature draped in obsidian paint so deep it seemed to consume sunlight. Black chrome details wrapped the menacing body, and the exhausts roared with a raw, primal growl that reverberated deep inside my chest. Sitting on massive 23-inch forged wheels, this G63 wasn't subtle. It was unapologetic, designed for the alpha who doesn't ask for permission or forgiveness. Behind the wheel, the twin-turbo V8 felt like an untamed beast, begging to be unleashed with every blip of the throttle. And when it roared down an empty highway, I genuinely felt invincible. Then came the G550 Heritage Classic, a tribute to the very soul of the G-Wagon's military roots. Olive green exterior, exposed door hinges, and a simple no-nonsense interior wrapped in tough leather and brushed aluminum. Driving it was like stepping into a time machine, yet it was strangely comforting, like visiting an old war veteran who had lived 100 lives, but still stood proud, polished, and ready for anything. No screens overloaded the cabin. No distractions, just the essentials, a machine that existed purely for the joy of moving through any terrain without a second thought. If the Heritage was history, the G63 Urban Luminary Edition was the future. Painted in iridescent pearl white, reflecting colors like a hologram depending on the light, this G-Class was tailored for the modern kingpin, the entrepreneur who rules the skyline from a penthouse suite. Inside, it was all glass, leather, and tech. A panoramic roof so wide you felt like the sky was your second passenger, augmented reality HUDs that made navigation feel like a video game, and Burmester 3D audio that turned the cockpit into a concert hall. This G-Class wasn't meant to climb mountains, it was built to climb social ladders with ferocity and finesse. Across from it sat the G500 Off-Road Master, a brutalist's dream. Raised suspension, beadlock wheels, snorkel, and winches. It didn't care about beauty contests or red carpets. It cared about getting dirty, about winning battles against nature itself. I took it off-road for just a few minutes, and it devoured mud, rocks, and ravines like a starving wolf. In low gear, crawling over boulders, it didn't flinch, didn't stutter, it just conquered. The sensation behind the wheel was intoxicating, raw, dirty, and gloriously free. Next came something truly unexpected. The 63 Artisanal Limited, a celebration of craftsmanship at its finest. The exterior was hand-painted in a unique shade of royal blue, almost shifting hues with every angle. Step inside and your senses were overwhelmed by the smell of bespoke Italian leather stitched by hand, rare wood veneers sourced sustainably, and a steering wheel carved like a fine sculpture. This G-Wagon wasn't made, it was created, one painstaking detail at a time. It was the kind of machine that felt less like a car and more like an heirloom you passed down generations. The sixth was the mad genius of the G63 AMG Safari Edition. Roof-mounted spare tires, external cages, santan paintwork, it looked ready to charge across the Serengeti at dawn. And the experience didn't disappoint. With specialized desert tires and tuned suspension, I unleashed it across a stretch of dunes, and it floated, bounded, danced over the soft sand as if possessed by some ancient spirit of the savannah. Every jump, every drift made my heart leap out of my chest. This was driving stripped back to pure, wild adrenaline. Next was the G550 Arctic Commander, a vision in polar white, trimmed in blue chrome, equipped with heated everything, even the windshield wipers, reinforced against the elements, and studded tires designed to bite into ice. It stood like a glacier in the lineup. When I took it into the icy back roads, it laughed at the snow, gripping the ground with a confidence that bordered on arrogance. Inside, the cabin was a cocoon of warmth and serenity, a stark contrast to the vicious cold outside. It was a survival capsule wrapped in elegance. And then there was the G63 AMG Volcano Red Edition. Oh, how my soul ignited. That metallic deep red gleamed under the sunset like molten lava. Performance tuned to squeeze out every drop of torque, fitted with a sports exhaust that screamed like an angry dragon, and seats that hugged you tighter the faster you drove. It was easily the wildest G-Wagon I had ever driven. Floor the throttle and you didn't just accelerate, you erupted. It wasn't just fast, it was violent, breathtaking, poetic in its fury. For those seeking discretion without sacrifice, the G5 Monolith Edition provided the answer. Matte dark gray with subtle black accents, it looked almost plain from a distance. But up close, you noticed the exquisite carbon fiber work, the bespoke stitching inside, the hidden AMG performance upgrades. It was stealth wealth, quiet dominance, a whisper that could silence a roar. Driving it through a crowded downtown, I felt like a secret agent, hiding immense firepower under an impeccably tailored suit. Finally, standing proud at the end of the lineup was the mythical G63 AMG Maybach Edition. Yes, you heard me, a Maybach G-Class, swathed in dual-tone paint, riding on majestic 24-inch chrome wheels, and inside it was heaven. Reclining massage seats, champagne fridge, thick lamb's wool carpets. You didn't just drive this G-Wagon, you ruled empires from its back seat. And yet, when you commanded it onto the highway, that twin-turbo V8 still sang its deep, majestic war song, reminding you that power and luxury were not mutually exclusive. They were soulmates. Each of these 10 2025 G-Class marvels told a different story, sang a different song, but at their heart, they all shared the same DNA: resilience, power, timelessness. No matter how much technology evolves, no matter how many crossovers pretend to be rugged, the G-Wagon stands alone, unshaken, unchanged at its core. It's not about being trendy, it's about being eternal. As I stood there, the sunset bathing these 10 giants in gold, I realized the G-Class is more than an SUV. It's a philosophy. It's a promise that no matter how much the world changes, some things are too iconic, too pure, too ferociously loved to ever bend to time. The 2025 lineup doesn't just continue the legend, it elevates it, refines it, celebrates it. And if you have even a spark of passion in your automotive soul, seeing them, driving them, will ignite a fire you'll never want to put out.